Reporting live in Circleville, Ohio, residents are sent strange letters with no returning address that are postmarketed from Columbus, Ohio. Djibouti, signing out.
1976, the friendly population of 13,000 living in Circleville, Ohio, started receiving strange letters in their mailboxes and in front of their doors containing very personal details about them. Everyone in this small town knew so much about each other that many thought of this as a joke. But this is just the beginning of what will later transpire in this story.
Reporting live at TVU News on March 3rd, 1977, Mr. Macy was busted for having relations with a married woman. Djibouti, once again, signing out.
Unfortunately for Macy, he would receive a letter talking about the affair with him and Mary.
Dear sir, according to my GF, you have asked her to go out many times, and have asked the other female bus drivers too. This must stop at once for the good of the school and families. If they are not stopped, I will be forced to write to the school board, and I would hate to do that. The prey on another man's girl is untouchable. I suggest you find yourself a pimple-faced whore and start up with her, and leave my girls alone.
After receiving that letter, this was sent to the school board confirming proof about the affair and telling the school to get rid of Macy. Mary was then sent this letter telling her to confirm the affair and stay away from Macy. Then a letter was sent to Mary's husband from the letter writer, telling him about the affair. It told Ron to stop the affair or he will kill him and his family. Unfortunately, both Mary and Ron stayed quiet about the affair to the public.
It is 7:30 a.m. Saturday, August 20th, 1977. We have recently got news of Mary Galimsey's husband's death. Just as Mary went out of town, Mr. Galimsey received a phone call from the mysterious letter writer that has been harassing him and his family. Mr. Galimsey left his house in rage, leaving his daughter at home. Unfortunately, at 10:25 of yesterday, he died of heavy impact in a car crash. They later found an empty bullet casing, meaning that he shot something, but there were no bullet holes or bullets. The coroner then found Mr. Galimsey's blood alcohol content at twice the legal limit. Residents are still wondering if this was an accident or a homicide. Djibouti, signing out.
As previously stated, Ron received a phone call and went after the person on the other side of the phone. Unfortunately, he ended up in a car crash that ended his life. After this event, Mary started receiving signs and letters that eventually ended in an attempt to end Mary's life. 7 years after Ron's death, Mary was fed up with seeing signs and receiving letters about her. So while dropping off the kids on her bus, she stopped the bus after seeing another sign. Right as she was about to tear it off, she found a string attached to it. She followed the string to see a box. That box ended up holding a gun that would have gone off if she pulled that sign without looking. This gun was then tied back to Paul Freshour, her brother-in-law.
We are back with more news on the attempt to take Mary Galimsey's life. Police have put Paul Freshour under arrest, and he was just found guilty and sentenced 7 to 25 years in Lima, Ohio prison. Djibouti out!
After being sentenced, he tried for parole after 7 years, but he wasn't given parole until 1993, the 10th year of being in prison. The theories. Many thought it was just Paul Freshour, considering the gun that almost killed Mary was his. Some thought it was David Longberry, someone who knew both the school and the bus drivers. He also skipped town to avoid prosecution the same year the letters stopped. Most thought it was Karen Freshour, mainly because after investigating, Martin Yant suspected Karen as his main suspect. And just after Karen Freshour asked her sister for a typewriter, the letter writer switched from handwriting to typing. She also stated in court to have found blocky handwritten notes by Paul Freshour, but later said that she threw them out. And since Paul Freshour got everything in the divorce, from the retirement plans to the kids, she could have put him in jail to take everything back from him. In her defense, many said that she suffered from domestic abuse, and said that she couldn't have done that. And so the question is, who is the Circleville letter writer? And who attempted to take Mary Galimsey's life?